I've designed the game where if people play it, everybody wins. One thing I don't mean to cut you off, but your genius that I see, again, from outside, we talked about before we started recording, is your ability to understand collaboration, the equity, right? Even like your previous companies. That is always the part. I grew up in software, so it's kind of built into the DNA, right? When you do a venture-backed company, this is the the cap table at different levels of, and you have your ESOP, you have the employee stock option pool, and it's just like for your vesting, when your cliffs, like it was all kind of given to me. I didn't have to think about it. It's kind of like tried and true. That's not the only way to do it, but it seems like that's what, like, again, I just assume, like with Gary and Grant and all these other businesses you're involved in, that you've gotten to a place where you're like, hey, I'm really good at figuring out comp structure, incentive process. You know what I mean? Because like that's the thing. Even a Buffett does so well, where he's like, I've designed the game where if people play it, everybody wins. And a lot of entrepreneurs it's mine.
Well,
they don't want to let go. They don't understand how to actually like create.
100%. I mean,
how do you think about that? What's your mental model around that?
I think the reality is that it's the path of least resistance, and the more people you have incentivized and aligned, the more they're pulling the business versus you as the owners pushing the business. The problem is, for the small business owner, is the advice that they get around this whole subject is so pathetic. It's so horrible. They go to their attorneys that don't know what they're doing. They go to their accountants who give them free advice, or worse, charge them for shitty advice. Most partnership, the reason most businesses break up, the biggest break point from 1 to 5 is partnerships, prepared, poor operating agreements, no exit structure in the operating agreements, no operational requirements in the operating agreements, no performance requirements in the operational agreements. So all of a sudden the business does well, one partner starts playing golf, and the other one's busting his ass or her ass. And so it's just so poorly constructed.